I never liked going to my mother-in-law's house. I went because it mattered to my husband, and because, for a long time, I let him convince me that I was overreacting.
She doesn't mean it like that, he'd say.
It's just how she is. That phrase had covered a lot over the years.
Small comments, little dismissals, moments where I'd walk away feeling like I'd missed something important. And he'd tell me there was nothing there.
Easter was no different. She's doing afternoon tea, he said that morning. It'll be nice. I didn't argue. I packed the bag like I always did. Snacks, wipes, water, and the small zippered pouch that never left my side, just in case. Our son, Theo, was 4, old enough to run toward excitement, young enough not to see risk. We arrived to the usual energy. Voices, laughter, the kind of busy that looks warm from the outside. "Happy Easter," my mother-in-law called, sweeping us in like we were expected to perform. The table was already set, teacups, plates, and a large tray stacked with hot cross buns. "They smell amazing," my husband said. "I've been experimenting," she replied, pleased with herself. "Different flavors this year." That should have meant something. It didn't. "I even did some without fruit," she added, glancing at the kids. "For the picky ones." Theo lit up at that.
He hated the texture of dried fruit.
"Go on," I said, keeping my voice light. "Sit nicely." We settled in. Tea was poured. Plates passed. Theo reached for one of the plain-looking buns. I watched him without thinking about it.
Just habit.
He took a bite, chewed, swallowed.
Then he stopped.
"Mum?" It was quiet.
But wrong.
I was already moving. "What is it?" He blinked at me, confused.
My throat feels funny.
And there it was. That drop. That cold, immediate certainty. "Stay still," I said, already pulling the pouch from my bag. His breathing changed. Shallow, uneven. His lips started to swell. "Call an ambulance," I snapped. My husband froze for half a second. "What?" "Now." Something in my voice cut through whatever hesitation he had.
He grabbed his phone.
"What's happening?" his mother asked, frowning. I didn't answer her. I was already pressing the injector into Theo's leg, holding it steady, while his small body tensed under my hands. "I've got you," I said, even as my heart pounded hard enough to drown everything else out. Behind me, voices started rising. Voices filled the room, overlapping. Useless. "What happened? Is he okay?" "Oh my God." I turned to her. "What was in the buns?" My voice wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. My mother-in-law frowned, like the question itself was unreasonable. "Well, I tried a few different things," she said. "There were the traditional ones, and then I did some chocolate, and—" "What was in that one?" I cut in. She hesitated, then said it, almost defensively, "Peanut butter."
The room went quiet.
For a second, I thought I'd misheard.
Peanut? Butter?
"Yes," she said, lifting her chin slightly. "It's not that strange. People do savory sweet combinations all the time now." "In what world," I said, my voice shaking now, "is a peanut butter hot cross bun a normal thing to serve, especially when you know your grandson is allergic to peanuts?" Her expression hardened.
Well, you should be more careful with what he eats, she replied. He just grabbed it.
"He's 4. The words hit the back of my throat like something physical. "He is 4 years old," I said, each word deliberate. "He took a plain bun. The one you said was for the children." "I didn't label them," she snapped. "I can't be expected to monitor everything." "You can be expected not to serve peanuts," I said. "Not here. Not around him. Not ever." "It was one batch," she said. "You're overreacting." Overreacting. Theo made a small, strained sound. Not loud, but enough. That's when my husband turned. Really turned. He saw it. Theo in my arms. Face swelling. Breathing wrong. Not theoretical. Not something to smooth over later. Real. Immediate. The siren cut through the air outside. Paramedics came in fast. Questions. Oxygen. Movement. They took over, and for the first time since it started, I wasn't the only thing holding it together. "He's responding," one of them said. "You acted quickly." I nodded. Couldn't speak. They loaded Theo onto the stretcher. My husband followed. Then he stopped,
Turned back.
looked at his mother. "What happened?" he asked. Not gently, not defensively, just directly.
She folded her arms.
"She's overreacting," she said. "I told her. It was just a different flavor." "You used peanuts," he said. "Yes, but you know he's allergic." There was a pause, a flicker. Then she said, "I didn't think it would matter that much. He's had little things before." I closed my eyes for a second. There it was. Not the first time. Of course it wasn't. It never was. He looked at me, really looked. And for the first time, I didn't soften it. I didn't explain it away. I just held his gaze and let him see everything. We left, together. Theo was okay. Shaken, exhausted, but okay. That word carried more weight than anything else. We sat beside his hospital bed while he slept, machines humming softly. My husband didn't say anything for a long time. Then quietly, "You said this has happened before." It wasn't an accusation. It was a realization. I nodded. "More than once," I said. "Why didn't you tell me it was this bad?" "I did," I replied. "You just thought it was accidents." He leaned back in his chair, ran a hand over his face. "I thought she just forgot." I didn't answer, because we both knew that wasn't it. After a while, he said, "He's not going back there." Simple.
Final.
No hesitation. Something in my chest loosened. Not relief, but close enough.
His mother called that night.
Then again the next day. Messages first, then longer ones. Defensive. "You can't blame me for everything. It wasn't intentional. You're keeping him from me over one mistake." My husband listened to one of the calls, then said, very calmly, "You put him in hospital." A pause. "No," he added. "You don't get to say it's her fault." Another pause, longer this time. Then, "We're done until you understand what you did." He hung up and didn't call back. The karma didn't come loudly. It came quietly,
The way it usually does.
Family talk travels.
Especially when ambulances are involved.
People asked questions, compared stories, realized patterns. And the next time she hosted something, no one trusted the food, not without checking. Every ingredient, every time. Parents hovering, plates questioned, smiles thinner, careful. She noticed. Of course she did. That hesitation, that distance, that lack of trust she couldn't argue away, because this time, everyone had seen it. And once people stop giving you the benefit of the doubt, you don't get it back easily, if at all.